What is going on, Angels? A fiery and pissed off champ here. And I like making videos where I get to say I love the game and I love the changes the dev team is making. And we all get to sit around in a circle chanting Kumbaya. Unfortunately, Torn Banner, they just keep making changes that I feel aren't necessary. And if anything, I almost feel like they're noobifying or increasing the casualization of the game. And we see that with the massive changes made to the parry boxes, which makes it feel like players are just surrounded by a shield generator because the blocks being made now, they should be impossible, to the massive boost in aim assist and bullet magnetism that has arrows curving around corners to land. I went through these issues in a video last week, but today we had a controversial announcement about some changes to the stab attack, and with all the problems in the game, how they landed on this issue is beyond me, and I hope I don't come off too toxic in today's video. It's all from passion. If you enjoy Chivalry 2 discussion, be sure to subscribe. So here's the post made over in Chivalry 2's official Discord. For summary, when you hit a teammate with a slash or overhead, the strike hit stops on them. However, stab attacks for the last 2 years have been able to go directly through the teammates. This has been a good way of squeezing in attacks in group fights, gives weapons that are not usually stab based some extra incentive to stab, and since 99% of the player base will give no shits about hitting their team, might as well throw the attack that hits the enemies as well. And one of the most infuriating parts of Chivalry 2 is your teammates. Probably the number one thing I complain about is brain dead teammates running directly in front of me while I'm fighting, and this is even more infuriating since Chivalry 2 is a member of the first person medieval slasher genre, and I actually play the game in first person, so I can't see these people coming from behind me, and teammates, they have no footstep audio, so I can't hear them either. It's just beyond irritating when you throw a slash or an overhead and a teammate comes sprinting from your back to eat the shot, and then both of you get decapitated by an enemy swing. There will now be no attack to stop this type of situation from happening, and it seems this change was made specifically to nerf the spears. But to me, here's the thing, very few players run spears. Even though they're good, you see very few players in public lobby compared to swords or axes using them. And while they're strong in Comp TO, we have spear limits in there, so again, not really an issue since we as players put restrictions on it. This seems like just such a weird thing to focus on for the development team. I just don't understand it. There are way more people shooting heat-seeking arrows per match than running spear, and that's just factual. I'm never a big fan of making massive changes to the core combat experience this late in a game's development cycle. Chivalry 2, it's been out for 2 years. I just foresee so many issues here in a public lobby filled with choke points, and they're being clogged up by teammates who now you need to wait for them to die before getting involved in the fight, where previously you could actually save some of these players by just stabbing through them. It just feels like combat will get more frustrating, where you're just hit-stopping non-stop in congested areas, and in my opinion, it'll make the game feel worse to play. And we've seen games make massive changes before. Battlefield 5 tried to change their core combat multiple times. It was reverted every single time. If you go down memory lane, Star Wars Galaxies decided to massively alter their combat system years into the game's life cycle, and it just completely murdered their player base. Anyway, I think this is a bad change. It didn't really seem broke to me, so why fix it? I just in general feel like there's a overall casualization of the game going on here as Torn Banner continues to become more corporate feeling. I think the combat was already about perfect. Maybe they're trying to set the game up for a free-to-play release. I don't know what's going on here, but I question the decisions. Let me know what you guys think down below. Champ out.